Did we do it? We did it. All right, what's up, fellas? This is a good one because this is going to really take the handcuffs off, I guess. I don't know how you really want to look at it, but it's going to just smash these stupid rules that we've been having as far as like the CAFE standards, which is the fuel economy standards for the overall average for the vehicle lineup. I'm going to start out. I'm going to be jumping around a lot here, so hopefully I don't screw anything up. And hang with me because there's some things. It's good. At the end of the day, it's good. So let's go. I'm gonna bring Trump in here.
We're officially terminating Joe Biden's ridiculously burdensome, horrible, actually, CAFE standards that imposed expensive restrictions and all sorts of problems, gave all sorts of problems to automakers. And we're not only talking about here, we're talking about outside of our country, because nobody could do it. Nobody wanted to do it, and it was ridiculous, very expensive. It put tremendous upward pressure on car prices. Combined with the insane electric vehicle mandate, Biden's burdensome regulations helped cause the price of cars to soar more than 25%. And in one case, they went up 18% in 1 year. Oof. Today, we're taking one more step to kill the Green New scam. It's part of the greatest scam, probably, well, other than Russia, and a few others I could name. The greatest scam in American history, the Green New scam. And it's a quest to end the gasoline-powered car. This is what they wanted to do, even though we have more gasoline than any other country by far. And people want the gasoline car. They want everything. They want electric. They want to have lots of alternatives, but they do want the gasoline car. Right now, it's leading away by a lot. The car business is a very interesting business, but we want to keep it that way. I want to thank Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, Deputy Transportation Secretary Stephen Bradbury, as well as CEO of Ford, Jim Farley. Jim, where is Jim? Let's see. Hi, Jim. Congratulations. You're doing a great job. CEO of Stellantis, Antonio Filosa. Thank you very much, Antonio. Chairman of the National Automobile Dealers Association, Tom Castrita.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Tom. Great to have you. And Manager of General Motors Orient Plant, John Urbanek.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great.
John Urbanek. I thought it was kind of interesting Mary wasn't there. Antonio found a way to come from Europe, and Farley, the more and more I learn about Jim Farley, the more and more I'm having respect for this fella. I mean, he's been doing the right thing all along, and I've kind of been overlooking it, and I kind of feel bad. But they both came back, gave their 2 cents about what they thought about the car, or, the new CAFE standards. So I'm going to bring Mary in here. And the cool part about it is she actually stepped up and said the right thing, even though she's kind of known to blow with the wind and kind of have an opinion, which kind of goes with the crowd, rolls with the tide. But yeah, I was kind of proud because, she name called Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, and pretty much said that it was going to force to restrict, gas-powered cars, and eventually is going to lead to shutdown plants, because we know that they were, Congress wasn't going to give them the money to go through and retool the plants for EV. Farley came over and said pretty much, this is what I like about the dude, is he just came out and said it. He says the fuel economy standards were totally out of touch. When you're white collar like that, that's the white collar way of saying, what the hell are we doing? Gaining my respect more and more every day. Antonio, I don't know. Out of Stellantis, I'm waiting to see what the company's going to do. But nonetheless, I think that this is going to pretty much take the shackles off and allow the power to come back. V8s come back. The simple fact is, cars, they've been getting more and more efficient. I don't know how to take this as a good thing, and I don't know if this is good or bad. Everything I've been noticing a pattern. Everything seems to roll back to Trump 1.0, either the beginning or the middle of. I don't know why, but yeah. So we went from 50, it was like 30, it was over 30% rollback. The 2025 with the new CAFE standards, the thing is, I can't tell if they're able to purchase carbon credits from other companies like Tesla. Tesla's big. Tesla has a ton of carbon credits. But yeah, it says, the ability to purchase and use carbon credits. It's a complex issue. So it's not really, they're not giving you a yes or no. So it's, I don't know if that's up in the air, but he is saying that he's going to remove the penalty for going past the cafe standards. So I don't know. Maybe it depends on how bad it is. But here's the thing. I don't mean to be jerking you around like this, guys. If you just go to the EPA website, pretty much here's the good. So if you go to the average new vehicle fuel economy, horsepower to weight footprint are increasing, and it's increasing in a good way, because if you look at the weight, pretty much since 1975, I can tell you car bodies have really, just the simple invention of the unibody, right around that time, the weight dramatically came down. But it was the utilization of harder and harder metals has made the chassis stiffer with, pulling weight out, and they made them lighter and they made them more rigid. So this upward trend since about 87 to 2025, I don't know what that's about. Maybe they're putting more and more creature comforts and stuff these days. I don't know. But you can tell, like, if you look at the fuel economy, boom, right around 2000, we were getting our stuff figured out, and then all of a sudden it took off, and it just railroad tracks with the horsepower too. I think that's a good thing, because if you can keep your weight the same and you can have just, run in a parallel line, if you can get the power and the fuel economy, I mean, that is huge technological advances. So here's my thing is, like, so if we're going from the 50.4 to the 34.5 miles per gallon standard average, I think that could work in our benefit. But here's the thing is, we've killed off all the cars. SUVs and pickup trucks use way more fuel and produce way more pollution than your tiny little beater cars. But now that we have, like, the Volt and the Bolt and hybrids in place, especially with, like, the Silverado EV and the Blazer EV, I think that this could allow for a big cushion room or a big window for some horsepower to be coming back. I'm gonna add it back in here. If you go down one more chart, it shows you right here. Most manufacturers improved CO2 emissions, fuel economy over the last 5 years. I mean, this tells you their average for the lineup. And I mean, you can screenshot it or whatever. I don't know if I can. Let me try to make it bigger for you guys. I don't know how well that's coming through on YouTube. I got my own bone to pick with StreamYard as far as, like, the clarity and the definition. But you can tell none of them are even freaking close. So I don't know if they're getting fined out the ass, and this is like what's running the price, if they're paying fines and they're running the MSRPs up this way or whatever. But I mean, as far as the right side chart is the CO2, which is grams per mile. How many grams of carbon emissions per mile? They just put them on a dyno, and then they just put a tailpipe sniffer on them, and then voila, you're gonna get this rating. But yeah, I think the best was, what was it, Hyundai or Kia? I'm sorry. Kia at 30, ranging anywhere from 27.8 to 30.4. I think that this is a good thing, man. This is a really good thing. This is going to cut the rope and allow a lot of companies to have a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. They can actually listen to their customers. If they can just financially recover from this EV crap, which we all know they've been rolling into MSRPs. $200,000 for a Silverado. That's insanity. That's crazy. I can understand if you have a markup. What they're trying to do is say, I predict in the next, 5 to 10 years, they're basically just predicting what the inflation of the car is going to be, or the value increase, the resale value increase of the car is going to be. And they're swiping that from you, the consumer, right up front. That's pretty much what that is. The markups are in your face. It's blatantly obvious. It's extortion, but you have the choice to say no or you have the, you can at least try to negotiate or barter it down. MSRP is MSRP is MSRP. So, when you're a consumer going into a dealer, it's extremely hard to almost impossible to negotiate down. If you can get them down, man, kudos on you. Good on you. But the simple fact that MSRPs have been running up, just like Trump said, 18% in 1 year, that's insane, dude. Like, come on. Like I said, when I went through the SS1LE Silverado, I remember when you could buy those trucks for 18,000, 19,000, those work trucks. Now, granted, they were V6 or whatever, but the V6 truck now, the Silverado was like 38.7, and then the GMC Sierra was like 41.6 or 41.1. I don't have to go back and watch that video. MSRPs are out of control. Everybody knows repos are up. The average consumer is tapped out, and I think that this is going to be a good thing long term speaking for the average consumer as far as MSRP goes and horsepower that's going to be coming back. The one thing I have a question on is the carbon tax credit purchase program, whether they're able to do that from company to company. That's going to suck if they don't, because companies like Tesla, those carbon tax credits which they have left over are going to be useless because other companies aren't going to be able to purchase them. But if they remove the fines for violating the CAFE standards altogether, then I don't think that it's kind of going to be a wash. I don't know. We're going to see. So I'm going to be doing some more investigating. If anything out of the parameters which I've talked about tonight changes, then I'll come back and I'll make a new video. If not, then it is what it is. Let's enjoy the new amount of freedom that we're getting. I think that this is going to be a really, really good thing. So the one big beautiful bill has turned out to be a win and a positive for just your average American, which it's been a long time since we've gotten a win like this. So I'm going to say thanks to Trump, thanks to the administration. Good job, guys. And I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to end the video here. Like it, subscribe. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Let me know what you think. If I got something wrong, if you think I missed something, tell me. You guys have a good one. We'll see you.